All right, welcome in. Chris Clark here from GamecockCentral.com, bringing you another Garnet Trust sponsored interview. And I'm joined this week by our special guest. It's Ahmarean Brown from the Gamecock football program, wide receiver. AB, I know you got a team meeting coming up or a position meeting coming up here in the next little
hmm
while. Busy schedule as you get ready for the
hmm
week. So thanks for joining me, man. How you doing?
Well, no problem. No problem. I'm doing good, man. Ready to get back out there, man.
I'm sure. So let's start there. I want to get your thoughts on the game. I know you didn't get to play, which probably was killing you, right?
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
all right. So what is? I know you've played. I mean, you haven't
hmm
missed many games in your career, to my knowledge. And
hmm
what is kind of the vibe, and what do you do on game day if you're not with the team? Like, how are you watching? How are you keeping up?
So the game was at night. Well, no, the game was at 3:30. So the first thing I did was, I got up, I ate breakfast or whatever. I'm not used to. It was weird, first of all, even being here on a Friday. I was here on a Friday for the first time, and I don't know how long, so I really didn't know what to do. But me, I'm trying to get back healthy. So Saturday, I woke up, got some breakfast. Went to the facility and working out. Started working out, stretching, doing all the good stuff to get me back right on the field. And after that, came home, showered up, got some food, and then turned on the game. And I was ready. I was ready to go. Felt like I was playing for some reason. I don't know why. I was still getting like the little nervous, like I was playing or something. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird.
Well, so when you're there watching, like, what are you thinking? Like, are you watching kind of like you would be watching a regular game, or like specifically on offense? So like probably when the guys are out there, you're like, all right, I know, here's what's coming. Like, I think this format,
Yeah.
like, what? How are you kind of like analyzing the game while you're watching it?
Well, of course, I knew kind of what the game plan was. I'm still there throughout the week. I'm still in meetings and watching practice and stuff like that. So I kind of knew what the game plan was. I really didn't know we were going to run to start it off. So I was kind of just trying to see what plays we were running and see how those things work. But watching that, especially that first drive, we came out, really really strong. And that was a good thing for me. Even watching, like, I seen that confidence in us. I seen us come out, not playing scared or not scared to make mistakes. So it was definitely fun watching that game. But especially like that first drive, it was beautiful.
So a happy and a sad moment at the same time. So Juice Wells, they throw that screen to him on the third down in the red zone. He scores. All is
hmm
well in the world. What were you thinking at that moment? Like, Juice is back, right? That's kind of that's the vibe that I think a lot of Gamecock fans had.
Right. I was happy. Even though I wasn't playing, it was good to see Juice back out there, and I was excited for us to all play again. Healthy, all of us being healthy, but couldn't happen just then. But it was fun seeing him out there. I know Juice has been waiting on this for a minute. He's been a little banged up for a while, and I just know how important that was for him to just get back out there and touch the ball and do the things he did with it. Because that's my boy, and we talk a lot. So I just know that was a big moment for him, and for him to go out right after, it was a bit devastating. I know for him. I text him, as soon as it happened, like, ain't no way, like, how, like, what's going on, trying to see if he can keep me updated or whatever. But that was just a, like you said, like a happy and a sad moment, because it's good to see him out there, but sad to see him go down again.
So I know this week you've been focused on, staying really engaged with meetings and everything. Coach Beamer actually we're talking here on Tuesday evening, and Coach Beamer
Mhm.
had his press conference and said that, the goal was for you on Wednesday to be able to go out, and do some more during practice on Wednesday. But give us a little bit on just your recovery process and how you feel like you're coming along.
I'm coming along pretty well. I think these past couple of days has been huge for me. I've been feeling a lot better. Me, I'm just trying to do the little things right to just prevent these things from happening, like stretching at night. Making sure I'm staying hydrated and things like that. So these past couple of days have been huge for me. I got out on the field today and did a little bit, which was very promising. Me just getting that confidence back of running, cutting, doing things like that. So today was a very positive day. So I think today is going to build that confidence for me and my mind to know that I can go out there and do it again.
So, that this is something that gets talked about a lot, man. Like hamstrings can be kind of finicky, right? So, have you gotten kind of
Right.
a crash course and like it's not just about, like you said, being able to get back and go play, but it's about trying to prevent it, from flaring up and happening again. So, I know you mentioned stretching, like hydrating, like are those the most important things as you progress, just to kind of be careful and then make sure you're doing those things?
Yeah, I think those are definitely important. And making sure I get some sleep. Rest is the number one recovery for anybody. So making sure I'm getting sleep at night, making sure I'm drinking my water and stretching and doing those things, just to like I said, prevent these things from happening, and just being more careful moving forward, knowing that I'm not trying to miss. This is my last year. I'm not trying to miss a bunch of games and things like that. So just making sure I'm staying on top of my health and the things to stay back out there in that field. So I'm just doing those little things to, keep up with myself.
Yeah, and then, I mean, speaking of this final year, man, you've kind of started off with a bang, even though you weren't able to unfortunately play against Georgia, which was,
All right.
I think, pretty significant. Not having you out there, and then not having you and Juice out there at the same time,
Yeah,
is
right.
hurtful for a team. Two of the starting three wide receivers. But how have you felt? This year when you have been on the field, you've been making some things happen, especially with the ball in your hands at the
Right.
receiver position. So how have you felt? How do you feel like you've taken your game kind of to the next level here at South Carolina? And then loop in your thoughts just on, Dowell Loggins' offense and how that suited you so far.
I think so far this year, for the time that I've had, I think I've made the most out of every opportunity I've gotten. This is probably the best I felt, I would say, in any year in college. Just my mindset coming into the year. And a big part is knowing like this is it. Like there's no going back. Like I can't. There's no mistakes that I can make up next year or regrets that I can come back next year and fix. So like if I'm being honest, this is just like I'm going out there and just playing like no fear, no regrets, like just being me, being the person I know I can be, being the player I know I can be, and just making sure whenever I touch the ball, not be trying to be too greedy, but making sure that I'm always doing something special when I'm out there. And to go off D'Lo, Coach Loggins, I think that he just gives his players an opportunity to express themselves. I can say, me, Juice, and Xavier are three different players, and we can obviously see that by the way that this offense is. Like X does things that only he does. I do things that only I do, and Juice may do things that only he do. So I think that flexibility that he allows us to have, to where it's like we're all not trying to be somebody else. We're just playing to our own, capabilities, and he's just giving us that freedom to just go out there and putting us in the right situations where we can go out there and just be ourselves.
I want to give you the chance to brag on a couple of your teammates, if you're willing, AB. So
Okay.
speaking of X, man, I mean, he is the prime example to me on why you don't give up on a player that has
Right.
athletic ability. There are a lot of folks, if they were being honest, that would be raising their hand saying, yeah, I gave up on Xavier Legette, but you always
Mm-hmm.
knew like he's a huge guy who can really run, and you've always seen those flashes, but he's put it together consistently. I've seen
Right.
a lot of really good receivers come through here. I've watched and covered, Sidney Rice and Alshon, and right now, man, through 3 games, I mean, with the ball in the air, he's been as dangerous as any of them, through these first 3 games. So, what have you seen just in his progression as a player?
I would just say, starting when I got here like 3 years ago, Zay was one of the first people that I got close with, even outside of the building. Like we would always hang out, whatever, do little stuff here and there. And the crazy thing is, like me and him had this talk about 2 years ago about like, man, when we get our shot, like they're not gonna forget us, like and it's crazy, that we come to this point here where I've seen all the work that he's put in, and just him making the most of every opportunity that he's gotten is special, man. Like that's my boy. Like I want to see him, and everybody else, like whenever they get a chance, like we all trying to get to the same place. So to see him go out there and make those plays, and me knowing him, just off the field and all the things that he's been through, and all the goals that he has and that he wants to accomplish. It's special, man. Like, we talk every day about just like taking that next step and just doing everything each and every day to get where we want to be. So I mean, he's been special to watch. I mean, like you said, he's huge and he's fast. Like, what else can you ask for? And especially in the wide receiver, he's gonna go up. He can jump out the gym. So like, just throw the ball towards him and he'll find a way to catch it. So, yeah, yeah, that's my boy, man. I'm glad to see him, do what he's doing so far, and I can't wait to see him what he can do for the rest of the year. And I'm happy to be out there with him.
Yeah, and so you'll be able to be beside him here, hopefully against Mississippi State. We think,
Oh yeah, I'll be out there.
and definitely, and and speaking of you, man, I'm gonna tell you, I've there have been a couple different times where we do you know predictions for like not only the game but something that'll happen in the game, and I'm
Mhm.
still on the AB scoring a touchdown soon train. Like I've got that.
Oh yeah.
I'm on it. It didn't happen. I think I can't remember if I predicted it game 1 or game 2 this year, but I'm probably going to do it again, and I
Uh-huh.
think you'll come through soon with that.
Yeah, I just got to finish up. I got to finish these games. Man. I've been banged up these past couple games. Once I play this full game, I got one for you, man. I got one for you.
I
I
hear you
got
for
one.
sure. So another teammate I wanted to get you to brag on, Spencer Rattler. We heard all off season from everybody we've talked to about how in command he looked, how much more comfortable he looked, and the type of off season he had, and really, man, that has completely matched up, I think, with what we've seen on the field. So tell us a little bit of your perspective on just being in the huddle and on the field with Spence and what you've seen from him.
Oh yeah, him too, man. I can brag on these guys all day. Like you said, like the command he has, like within the huddle, like it's a different type of like respect. You know what I mean? So like he like when you can correct somebody or show them how to do this and do that, and you go out there and back it up yourself. Like there's a different type of respect that you can have for somebody. So it isn't like he's going out there and telling guys what to do, but it's like when you go out there and perform the way he does, that's a guy you want to be around. That's a guy you want to listen to because he's smart. He's our quarterback. He has to be smart. You know what I mean? And for him to, like you said, go through this off season and everybody's been talking about him. Everybody's been patting him on the back. For him to go out there and continue to be who he is and not let the outside noise affect the way he plays is special because a lot of people can get caught up in the hype, like, oh, I'm just everybody's talking about me. I can just go out there and do what I want, but he's been focused every single game and every single drive that you can see, like he's improving. He's making the right reads. He's not, doing a little bit of stuff that he did last year. I think that he's locked in, man. He's ready to, like I said, take that next step. And he's been special as well. I mean, some of the passes that he's thrown so far and some of the reads that he's done, while getting hit is amazing. So
Yeah, he's definitely taking things to the next level. Good stuff, man. A couple more for you, hey, AB, before we let you get out of here, get your team meeting. As I mentioned earlier, this interview brought to everyone by the folks at Garnet Trust. Just wanted to give you a chance to speak on, NIL. A lot of conversation about it, Ahmarean. And I know you've done some stuff in the past with
mhm.
Garnet Trust. This interview brought to everybody by Garnet Trust. So, a quick shout out or some thoughts on NIL or whatever direction you want to take it.
I think NIL is amazing. Just athletes. We a lot of the athletes around the nation knows how it is to, if we're being real, like struggle a little bit, with the money and the opportunities that we have. And for us to, go out in the community and do the things we're doing and just being able to get paid off of the things that we do is I think it's kind of amazing. It a lot of people, it's changing their lives. You know what I mean? And a lot of people come from tough situations where, whether that's parents that aren't there or deceased, and them maybe having to step up, as a brother actually having to step up as like a father. You know what I mean, to younger siblings, and for them to be able to provide in that type of way is, I think it's huge, man. And I'm grateful to be a part of this, this new era of college football. And I think the more that it grows, it could get a little rough, in some areas, but I think that it is a huge plus for us, to be able to go through these things, such a young age, and teach us how to handle the money and the things here and there, before we're, in that profession, NFL, NBA, whatever it is, just to be able to learn and grow, as a young adult until we get, to, we dream to being.
Yeah, good stuff, man. All right, so last one for you. 1-2 heading into the Mississippi State game. What's your feeling on this team? Obviously a lot of season left to go. Had just one SEC game against the number one team in the country in Georgia on the road that you fall short in. So two-parter. Do you feel like y'all are better week 3 and going into week 4 than week 1? And then what's kind of just your outlook and the feeling and the vibe that you have right now about this football team?
I think we're 100 times better, week 3 than week 1. Like Coach Beamer says all the time, like we don't get preseason games. We don't get games to practice or to see what we can do and this and that. So I think the first game, we had opportunities, we just weren't able to capitalize. But I think that we're continuing to work. We've seen what we're good at, we've seen what we're bad at, which is a good thing. The season's not over. We're only 3 games in. We have 9 more to go. So there's no panic in us. We started the season 1-2 last year, and ended up winning 8 games. So there's no panic in us. Like we're not panicking at all. We're glad that we've been through these things, so that we can see what we need to work on. I mean, taking losses is bad, but like we get to learn from what we've done and see what we can improve on. So I think we're going to be miles better, and we're already miles better than what we were week 1 and 2. So I think we're just going to continue to work, continue to focus on what we need to work on, and I'm proud of this team, man. Like I said, this is my last one. Like these are the last 120 guys that I'm gonna, go out my college days with. So, we're just enjoying this moment. A lot of us is our last road, so we're just enjoying these moments. You can't get these back. So, just enjoying each other. Just enjoying this time, and we're gonna be ready moving forward. We're just gonna keep preparing and keep being ourselves and keep having fun.
All right, good stuff, Ahmarean. Hey, I appreciate you taking time to join us, man. Good stuff.
Thank you.
And this has been Chris Clark, Gamecock Central, joined by Gamecocks wide receiver Ahmarean Brown. This interview brought to you by Garnet Trust. Appreciate everybody for watching.